that story and other stories like it have made me realize that like some of the game in life and success is what I now call selling yourself long. And most of us go through our life selling ourselves short. And
Yeah,
I think
that's
in
right.
part because we don't see ourselves on an exponential curve. We see ourselves as a fixed state. This is who I am. This is what I'm worth. But you've almost got to like factor in your own exponential improvement. If you take you from 21 to now, how your intelligence and wisdom and connections have all compounded, but you would have sold yourself at the value of you at 21 years old. So I actually now think in every season of my life, I've sold myself short. When I was 18 years old, I sold 20% of my company for $5K, $5,000. And then I thought I couldn't believe it. I was celebrating in my room. At the time, I was stealing Chicago Town pizzas to feed myself. And then a couple of years later, I sold another 30% of that company, 30% of my company for $300K. And I thought I'd hit the Euro millions.
All right.
That company ran up and was on the stock market for many hundreds of millions many years later. I thought, God, I've sold myself short my whole life. So assume I'm doing the same now. And if I assume that, what would I say? What opportunities would I go for? And I think that for me, that should apply to everybody. I think it's self-fulfilling.
Yeah, there's something about imagining where you want to be in 5 years outrageously in the reverse engineering back. But I mean, quite frankly, and this is sexist, I think men are better at imagining an unrealistic self and women are more measured.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the things that has held back women as entrepreneurs, and the fact that not as much capital has been available to them because the people allocating capital have been white dudes from Stanford or Harvard. I think it was Charlie Munger who said, someone who has a crazy vision of their own potential that's stupid and obnoxious, his attitude was never bet against that person because occasionally they're right. And so we talked about Musk, for a guy to think I'm going to raise so much money and command technology that I can be responsible for 90% of launches and control 70% of the Earth's low orbit satellites, that's pretty arrogant. If you're going to err to the upside, because the market will bring you back on its own.